The photograph we see here was Babe Ruth sitting with Joe Jackson and examining a home run bat of Babe Ruth. It was taken on June 16th, 1920 by the Chicago Tribune. And that was one photograph of 3 that was used to authenticate the Babe Ruth jersey that auctioned for $5.4 million. I like the picture because Babe Ruth did very much copy his offensive approach and batting style after Joe Jackson of the White Sox, a hitting style that Babe Ruth used in 1919 with the Boston Red Sox to set a new record of 29 home runs in a season. And then in 1920 they hit 54 home runs for the New York Yankees. In 1921, for a third consecutive year, they set a new record with 59 home runs for the New York Yankees. I like the way Apba puts nicknames of players on their cart, but they need to make more room on the Babes for nicknames like the Sultan of SWAT, the Wizard of Whack, the King of Clout, Behemoth of Biff, and of course, the Bambino. In the 1927 season, Babe Ruth hit 2 home runs on the second to last day of the season to give him a total of 59. He came into the last day with 59 home runs and on the verge of breaking another all-time home run record, facing Tom Zachary and the Washington Senators. In the 8th inning, he came up with a runner on. The score was tied 2-2, and Babe Ruth hit a drive along the right field line that cleared the right field fence just 6 inches in fair territory and well up into the stands. That was his 60th home run and a new all-time season home run record. That last game of the 1927 season was also the final game of star Walter Johnson, who retired after that game, and he made his last appearance as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning of that game. It was also played in 1 hour and 38 minutes. Would have loved to have been there just to see how that could have been done. Their all-time greats tournament, Babe Ruth is 11 for 32, and he is showing the King of Clout with 5 home runs, a triple, 3 doubles, and 13 RBIs. He, along with Lou Gehrig, who is 16 for 25 with 4 home runs, 4 triples, and 11 RBIs, are taking on the Hilldale Daisies, an upstart team that is even with them in the series. 1-1, today's the deciding game. Loser goes home. Hello everybody, this is Apba Brian with Apba Baseball Classics, bringing to you game number 145, the all-time greats tournament. And this is game 3 between the Hilldale Daisies of Philadelphia, 1925, versus the New York Yankees, 1927. Each team has won 1 game apiece, and this game will send the loser home. It is a highly anticipated game. We've had the introductions, and Nip Winters is facing Wilcie Moore in this contest. Wilcie Moore has pitched 8 1/3 innings in the tournament. He's 1-0 with a 2.17 earned run average. Otto Briggs steps into the box. Here's the windup and the first pitch of the ball game. We don't need that. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field. Babe Ruth is under it, and the Babe makes the catch. 1 down. Here is Frank Warfield, second baseman. And he's also the on-field manager of the Hilldale Daisies. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Bob Musell is under it, calls for it, and makes the catch. That's the second out. Bob Musell in right field, by the way, has an arm rated 39 if we were playing Merino boards, which is one of the highest ratings of any arm that I'm aware of in Apba. Here's Judy Johnson. 16-1 is a ground ball to the shortstop. Mark Koenig is up with it, throws the first, and Wilcie Moore, the side-arming right-handed pitcher for the Yankees, is moved through the Hilldale Daisies. 1, 2, 3 in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Yankees coming to bat with no score. Nip Winters is the ace of the Hilldale Daisies staff, and in the tournament he has pitched like a ace. He is working now in his fourth game. He has pitched 3 complete games. He's 3-0 with a 1.24 earned run average in the tournament. Earl Coombs steps into the box for the Yankees. Here is the pitch. 6-5 is a 35. That's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman, Tank Carr. He's got it, steps on the base, 1 down. We're using the current Apba book. I don't always use it because of how big it is. It takes up a lot of the table, but we're using that today. We can't use the Merino boards because don't have the master symbols on the cards for the Hilldale Daisies. But Nip Winters, he is a grade A pitcher. YZ modifiers. Mark Koenig steps into the box. 54 is a fly ball to right field. George Johnson makes the catch, 2 outs. Here is Babe Ruth. Pitch to the Bambino, 62, is going to be a base on balls. Nip Winters working very carefully to the Babe, who has 5 home runs in his last 8 games. Here is Lou Gehrig, probably the hottest bat in the tournament. Here's the pitch to Gehrig. 54 is a drive to right field, and it's going to be caught. And that puts the end of the first inning. Yankees don't score. We go to the top of the second, 0-0. All right, both pitchers in the first inning have shown that they are not intimidated by these 2 powerful lineups. Both teams are hitting well over 300 in the tournament. The Yankees position players are hitting 349 in the tournament, and the Daisies position players are hitting 361. Here is Tank Carr. 56 is a base on balls to the cleanup hitter of the Hilldale Daisies. He is a fast runner at first. We're using basic Apba, including the stealing, since we don't have the master ratings. Bismacki, a line drive hitter, steps into the box. Here's the stretch and the pitch from the sidearmer, Wilcie Moore. 1-5 is an 11. That's going to be a base hit. And let's see, Carr goes to third. Mackey's at first and can steal, with the 11, can steal on the third pitch to the next batter with 2 balls and 1 strike on the batter. Bismacki has a couple stolen bases in the tournament, and he will go. I give, in basic Apba, the catchers a chance to throw out the base stealers. I take their defensive number and use a chart in this book. Pat Collins is rated 7, so he'll throw the runner out at 11 through 16 throw. Here is the steal attempt. 66 is going to be a wild throw. That goes into center field. Mackey goes to third, and Tank Carr will score on the air. And that puts Bismacki at third. 1-0 Hilldale. New York will elect to play the infield in. Here's the pitch to Clint Thomas. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll for Clint Thomas. 33 is a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here for a 2-run home run, and the Hilldale Daisies take a 3-0 lead over the Yankees in the second inning. Clint Thomas was a .304 lifetime hitter in the Negro Leagues, and he's got ideas of putting the Hilldale Daisies into the Final Four. Still nobody out in the second inning. George Johnson comes to the plate. 1-3 is a base on balls. They're stirring in the Yankee bullpen. All right, throwing in the Yankee bullpen is Dutch Ruther. He is a left-hander, and Bob Shockey, a right-hander, is also warming up. Jake Stevens comes to the plate, the shortstop for the Hilldale Daisies. 61 is a 39. Strike one. 3-6 is a 33. Yankees are feeling column 2. That's going to be a Y. That's a strikeout. 1 away. Otto Briggs. Oh, no, it should be the pitcher. Nip Winters. Here's the pitch to Winters. 45 is going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. He's got the Z modifier. 22 is a hit column roll for Nip Winters. 23 is a double to over first base. Let's see. George Johnson's, I think, fast, so he's going to score. He does. 4-0 Hilldale. Pitcher gets in on the offense. Yankees call time. The new Yankee hurler will be Bob Shockey. He is a grade B pitcher, X modifier. He'll get the bump up for the first batter, Otto Briggs, who's also right-handed. And so he'll be an A pitcher pitching to Briggs, and then his grade will revert back to B after that. All right, here's the stretch and the pitch to Otto Briggs. 65 is a 35, and that is a foul out to the third baseman, Joe Dugan. 2 outs. Frank Warfield. 45 is a base on balls. And now Judy Johnson comes to bat. I think he hit over 381 in Negro League play in 1925. Hilldale will have batted around in the second inning. 52 is a ball hit on the ground right at the third baseman. Duggan has it and throws to first. 3 outs. But the Hilldale Daisies score 4, and they take a 4-0 lead in the second inning. Bob Musso leads off the last of the second inning for the New Yorkers. He is 13 for 33 in the tournament, 3 doubles, and stolen base. Here's the pitch to 6'3" Bob Musso. 56 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down. Tony Lazzari. 34 is a fly ball to center field. Earl Coombs makes the catch, 2 outs. Here is the catcher, Pat Collins. 24 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees in the second. We go to the top of the third. It is 4-0 Hilldale Daisies. Shockey returns to the mound to pitch the third inning. He is a grade B pitcher with an X modifier. And Tank Carr steps into the box for the Daisies. He walked and scored in the first inning. Here's the pitch to cleanup hitter Tank Carr. 36 is a 33. A pop out to the second baseman, Tony Lazzari. 1 away. Here is Biz Mackey, who singled and stole a base. In the second inning, 1-6 is a 28 that's hit on the ground to the shortstop. Mark Koenig is up with it, throws the first. 2 outs. And now Clint Thomas, who homered in the second inning. 23 is another ground ball, this time to Tony Lazaria at second base. 3 up and 3 down for the Daisies in the third. We go to the last of the third. 4-0 Hilldale. Third baseman Joe Dugan leads off for the Yankees in the last of the third, looking for the first hit. 16 is a 28. That's a ground ball to the shortstop, Jake Stevens. Throws the first. 1 away. They've had 1 base runner in the game. That's a walk to Ruth. Here's Bob Shockey, the pitcher. 6-5 is a ground ball to Tank Carr at first. He's got it, waves off the pitcher and steps on the bag. 2 down. Earl Coombs. 52 is hit on the ground. That's a ground ball to third base. Judy Johnson has it, throws the first. 3 outs. We go to the top of the fourth. Hilldale 4 and New York nothing. George Devo Johnson leads off the fourth for the Hilldale Daisies. 52 is a X. Bob Shockey has the X. That's a strikeout. Johnson goes back to the dugout, caught looking. Here is Jake Stevens. .31 is a base on balls. Fast runner at first. Here's the pitcher, Nip Reynolds, who doubled in a run in the second inning. That's a 4, and that is going to be 4-4. That's a hit column roll for Nip Winners. 25 is a 2. That will be a triple along the right field line, and Nip Winners has doubled and tripled in this game, and it is 5-0 Hilldale. Otto Briggs comes to the plate. 6-5 is a 35. That's going to be a high pop-out behind third base. Joe Duggan makes the catch. 2 outs. And now Frank Warfield. .53 is a 19, fielding column 2. That's going to be an error on the third baseman, Joe Duggan. That lets Winners score. 6-0 Hilldale. Judy Johnson. 32 is a 26. That'll end the inning. That's going to be a ground ball to Tony Lazaria at second, who flips to Koenig at second to retire Warfield. 4-6, 3 outs. But the Hilldale Daisies add 2. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Hilldale 6 and the Yankees nothing. All right, Nip Winners returns to the mound for the bottom of the fourth inning. He is a 6'5" left-handed pitcher who is a curveball pitcher. Also had a good fastball. But he was the best pitcher in the Eastern Colored League and pitched the Hilldale Daisies to 3 consecutive championships of the Eastern Colored League. Mark Koenig steps into the box. 56 is a 34. That's a Y, and Mark Koenig will go back to the dugout, a strikeout victim. Yankees still looking for their first hit. Here is Babe Ruth. .66 roll is a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here, and Babe Ruth has that first hit, and it goes over the wall. 6-1. Babe Ruth will touch them all. All right, here is Lou Gehrig. 6-3 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs. Bob Musil. 51 is an 8 against an A. Pop up to third base. Judy Johnson takes it, and we go to the top of the 5th inning. Hilldale 6, New York 1. Tank Carr will lead off for the Hilldale Daisies in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Tank Carr. 6-3 is a fly ball to Earl Coombs in center field. Carr is the first out. Here is Biz Mackey, the man who mentored and trained Roy Campanella and helped fashion him into a Hall of Fame catcher. He is a Hall of Fame catcher himself. Here's the pitch to Biz Mackey. 2-4 is a 36. Ball 1. 4-3 is a little roller back to Shockey. He's got it, throws to Gehrig. 2 outs. Clint Thomas. 1-3 is a 42. He's hit by a pitch ball. He homered in the 2nd inning. That might have been on purpose. Here's the pitch to the next batter, George Johnson. 1-3 is a 14. Base on balls. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's Jake Stevens, but there'll be no walking him to face Winters. Winters has already doubled and tripled in the game. Here's the pitch to Jake Stevens. 55 is a 9 against a grade B pitcher with runners on first and second. That'll be an infield hit, and that will bring up Nip Winters. Bases loaded. Miller Huggins will call time, and he'll go to the bullpen and bring in Dutch Ruther. He is a grade B Z pitcher, and he will be grade A pitching to the pitcher, Nip Winters. Winters has already driven in 2 runs in this game. Can Nip Winters put a quarter in the merry-go-round? Here is the pitch to Nip Winters. 4-3 is the roll. That's a 29. And that's a ground ball back to the pitcher, or Y. He didn't have the Y. So it's ground out to the pitcher, 1-3. That concludes the inning. Nobody scores. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Hilldale 6, Yankees 1. Tony Lazzari leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. He had a miserable day yesterday. Committed the error that opened the floodgate for Hilldale in the 7th inning when they batted around and scored 7 runs. Here's the pitch to Tony Lazzari. 53-18 is a error on the shortstop, Jake Stevens. Lazzari is on. He is a fast runner. Pat Collins. One, 2 is a 25. That's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. And clear the bases. Here's the Yankee third baseman, Joe Dugan. 3-5 is a 39. Strike 1. It does not have these. He's got a Z modifier. Early in his career, Nip Winters was a little bit wild, but by now he had figured those problems out. 1-1 roll for Duggan. And 43 will be a single for Joe Dugan. That will prompt New York to pinch hit for the pitcher, Ruther. Ben Pascal comes in to face Nip Winters. Here's the pitch to Pascal. 6-1 is a 27. Ground ball to Judy Johnson at third. That'll end the inning. Yankees don't score. We go to the top of the 6th. Hilldale 6 and New York 1. The Yankees will bring in Urban Shocker to pitch the 6th inning. This is an all-hands-on-deck game, so Shocker normally is the third pitcher in the rotation, but he's called upon here to hold down the Hilldale Daisies and try to close the door on this prolific offense. Otto Briggs steps in for the Daisies. 4-4 rolls at 8 against a beat. It's a fly ball to center field. Briggs is the first out in the 6th inning. Shocker is a grade B pitcher with a Z modifier. Here is Frank Warfield. 46 is a ground ball to third base. Joe Dugan's got it. Throws across to Lou Gehrig, and there's 2 down. Judy Johnson. 41 will be a ground ball to shortstop. Mark Koenig throws the first. 3 up and 3 down for the Daisies in the 6th inning. They lead 6-1. All right, they'll be at the top of the order, and the Yankees will be making an important third trip through the lineup. They're going to want to get something going here to chip away at this 5-run lead by the Daisies. Earl Coombs leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch from Nip Winters, 5-1. Is it 8 against an A pitcher that will turn it into out. The A turns it into a pop out to third base. 1 away. Mark Koenig. 12 for 38 in the tournament. Here's the pitch to Koenig. 1-1 roll. And 1-5 is going to be a triple to right field. Mark Koenig goes to third, and he is setting the table for Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. 1 away. Daisies will play their infield at a normal depth. Babe Ruth steps up to the plate. He is already homered. That's the only run of the game for New York. Ruth, left-hander against left-hander. Here's the pitch to the Babe. 4-4 is a 6, and that's going to be a double to right field. The Babe settles into second base with his second RBI of the game, scoring Koenig, and it is now Hilldale 6, New York 2. Lou Gehrig. Well, Nip Winters has managed to get him out twice, but he is 16 for 27 in the tournament. He's going to pitch to him. Don't want to put extra base runners on base. 4-run lead. Gehrig rolls a 4-4, and that's going to be a double. That scores Ruth 6-3. Ruth and Gehrig have been clearly the most productive teammates in the tournament. Here is Bob Musil. 5-2 is a 27. Fielding column 1, that's going to be a ground ball to third base or a Y. He has a Y, so it's a strikeout. 2 away. And here is Tony Lazzari with a great opportunity to make up for yesterday. He is 0 for 2 today. Lazzari's 10 for 32 in the tournament. Here's the pitch to Tony Lazzari. 2-2 roll, that's a 7. And Lazzari delivers a single to right field. Gehrig scores 6-4, Hilldale. Here is Pat Collins. (6-3) is a swing and a miss for strike 3, but the Yankees put 3 on the board. We go to the 7th inning. Hilldale 6, New York 4. George Carr will lead off for the Hilldale Daisies in the top of the 7th inning. Yesterday, the Hilldale Daisies fell behind 6-0 to the Yankees, and they rallied to win the game 11-8. Yankees are telling each other in the dugout that they can do that too. They're still down by 2. Here is George Carr leading off the 7th inning, 54. Fly ball to right field. Bob Musil's under it, makes the catch, and Carr is 0 for 3 today. Here is Biz Mackey. 1-6 is a 28. That's a ground ball to Mark Koenig at shortstop. 2 outs. And now Clint Thomas. 2-run homer in the second. Here's the pitch to Thomas. 41 is a ground ball to Koenig again. Sidearms it to first base. 3 up and 3 down for the Hilldale Daisies. We go to the last of the 7th. Hilldale 6, New York 4. Both pitchers are in their, oh no, not Shocker. Shocker will not reach his fatigue inning, but Nip Winters is now in his fatigue inning in the 7th inning. 3 bad things happen to it. His grade goes down 1 level. Joe Dugan steps in for the Yankees. They've got 9 outs to work with and 2 runs to gain. Here's the pitch to Joe Dugan. 6-6 roll. Hit column for the Yankee third baseman. Jumping Joe. 1-6 is a double for Jumping Joe Dugan. Urban Shocker will come to the plate, hit for himself, and stay in the game. He's going to try to sacrifice Dugan to third. 4-3 is a 32. Play result is a bunt toward first base, picked up by Carr. He throws to first, and the second baseman Warfield covering. So it is a successful sacrifice. 3-4. Dugan goes to third. He'll be 90 feet away with 1 out. A lot of handshakes for Urban Shocker as he returns to the dugout after executing that sacrifice bunt. The Daisies will play the infield in. Earl Coombs is the hitter. Hard to play the infield in on a 356 hitter. And then if he gets on with something that rolls to the infield, that puts the tying run up in the form of Ruth and Gehrig in the inning. Not going to play the infield in. Here's the pitch to normal depth. Here's the pitch to Earl Coombs. 2-4 is a 29. That's going to be a ground ball back to Nip Winters. Looks at third. Dugan will have to hold at first. And Coombs is out 1-3. Now Mark Koenig, this is a important hitter. He can get Ruth and Gehrig up with nobody on base if he can get Koenig here. Infield, of course, playing back with 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Mark Koenig. 4-6 is another roller back to Nip Winters, who flips underhand to Tank Carr and retires Mark Koenig. Yankees don't score in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. Hilldale 6 and New York 4. George Johnson will lead off the 8th inning for the Hilldale Daisies. He was 3 for 5 yesterday. He's walked twice today and is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Urban Shocker. 1-3 is going to be a base on balls to George Johnson. That's his 3rd walk of the day. Fast runner at first. Here's Jake Stevens. Stevens will sacrifice. 1-6 is a 28, and its bunt is picked up by the pitcher, who throws to the second baseman Lazari covering first. Sacrifice goes 1-4, and George Johnson goes to second base. With 1 out, here is the pitcher, Nip Winters. Here's the stretch and a pitch to a good hitting pitcher, Nip Winters. 6-4 is a 9 against a B pitcher. That's going to be a single over second base, and that's going to score the runner. Johnson will cross the plate with the 7th Hilldale run, and Nip Winters has driven in 3 with his bat. Double, triple, and a single. Top of the order, and Otto Briggs. 1-3 is a 14, 2 balls and no strikes. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Bob Musil is under it and makes the catch. 2 outs. Frank Warfield. 2-5 is a 10 against a B pitcher. That's going to be a single right center field. And Winners goes to third. Warfield could steal on the next pitch. Not sure I want to. There's 2 outs, another runner there on third. For Judy Johnson, I think will not attempt to steal the base. We'll stay first and third. See if we can get another run here. Here's the pitch to Judy Johnson. 56 is a base on balls. It's a 14, and no modifiers come into play on first and third with Apba on that 14 result. So Johnson goes to first with a free pass. Bases are going to be loaded for Tank Carr. A big moment in this game, the Hillsdale Daisies could deliver a knockout punch right here. Urban Shocker goes into the stretch. Here's the pitch to Tank Carr. 3-1 is an 8 against a B. That's going to be a fly ball, or with 2 outs, that's going to be a strikeout. So Urban Shocker strikes out Tank Carr with the bases loaded. Hillsdale adds 1. They go to the bottom of the 8th, up 7-4. All right, Nip Winters has 1 mark against his fatigue point, and 2 more his grade will go down. He's got to face Ruth, Gehrig, and Musil in the 8th. Here's the pitch to Babe Ruth. 21, we almost got a 1-1 roll. 21 is going to be a walk, though, and Ruth takes first. He's been on base all 4 times today, and he was on base. He just had a double yesterday. He was 1 for 5. It was the day before that he was on base several times. All right, Ruth's at first. Here is Lou Gehrig. The stretch and the pitch from Winters. 31 is an 8. That's going to be a ground ball to first base. Gehrig is going to be retired. Ruth goes to second. 1 down. Bob Musil. 1-1 roll for Musil. That's hit column. Bob Musil squares 1 up. 41 is a double. That scores Ruth. He gets the run back, pulls the Yankees back to within 2. Hillsdale 7, New York 5. Here's Tony Lazzeri, who delivered his last time up. Here's the pitch to Tony Lazzeri. 6-6 roll. That's a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. A 2-run home run for Tony Lazzeri ties the game 7-7. 7-7 in the 8th inning. It's official. Nip Winters is tired, and manager Frank Warfield will call to the bullpen timeout. I was expecting a special game today, and they have not disappointed. These 2 great teams are going at it tooth and nail. Red Ryan is a grade C pitcher, YZ modifiers. He will be pitching. He's a right-hander. He'll be pitching to a right-hander. So for Pat Collins, he'll be grade B, 1 batter only. There is 1 out for the Yankees. 3 runs have scored. Here's the pitch to Pat Collins. 2-2 roll. That's a base hit for Collins. Yankees might not be through yet. Here is Joe Dugan. Dugan will swing away. 23 is a 12. That's going to be a ground ball to Frank Warfield at second, who flips to Stevens at short, over to Carr. That is a 4-6-3 inning double play, but the Yankees have tied the score with 3 runs in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Hilldale 7, New York 7. New game here in the 7th inning. It might be that the worm has turned, because from this point forward, the Yankees have a B pitcher on the mound. The Hilldale pitcher is a C-rated pitcher, but what's left on the bench for Hilldale, unless they bring in a starter, you get a day off between rounds. They might come back with Curry, but he's a C. The rest of them, or the other two, are Campbell and Scranton Lee. They're D pitchers. They could be a C if they're pitching to the same side of batter for one batter when they come in. But the Yankees at this point forward do have a pitcher advantage with more depth. Bismacky will lead off the 9th for the Hilldale Daisies. Here's the pitch to Bismacky. 26 is a ground ball to third base. Duggan is up with it, throws to first. Mackey's retired. There's 1 out in the 9th for Hilldale. Clint Thomas. If this game goes into extra innings, we will not put a runner at second base. 1-6. 28 is a ground ball to shortstop. Mark Koenig has it, throws to first. 2 down. Here's George Debo Johnson. He's had a great tournament. A lot of these days he's walked 3 times today, and he is 14 for 34 with 3 home runs coming into today's action. 2 outs, bases clear. 2-6 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Urban Shocker sets down the Hilldale Daisies in the top of the 9th. New York comes to bat with a chance to walk it off. 7-7. Red Ryan's on the mound for the Hilldale Daisies. He's 5'8". He's a little guy, but he has an above-average fastball. He also features a forkball and a knuckleball, and won over 20 games in 1923. He'll be pitching to a pinch hitter. Roy Morhart will be hitting for Urban Shocker. I hate to give up Shocker's arm, but if they can get somebody on, that will bring Ruth and Gehrig up with somebody on in the 9th inning. They don't want to lead the inning off with a pitcher. Roy Morhart pitch hitting against Red Ryan. Here's the pitch to Roy Morhart. 6-1 is a 36. Ball 1. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Caught by the right fielder George Johnson. 1 down. Earl Coombs. 2-5 is a 10 against a C pitcher. That's going to be a single by Earl Coombs. And there's your base runner. That guarantees that Ruth will come to bat unless there's a double play. Mark Koenig with 1 out in the 9th. Coombs is a fast runner, by the way. They could hit and run to try to break up any chance for a double play. And that is what they're going to do. And Mark Koenig has an extra 31 on his card. Here's the pitch. There goes Coombs. 21 is a 30. That's a fly out to left field. Runner will have to retreat. 2 outs. Babe Ruth. Frank Warfield calls time. He goes to the mound to talk with Red Ryan, and I'm sure they're talking over whether they want to walk Ruth and Gehrig and pitch to Musil, who is 1 for 4 today and is not Ruth and Gehrig, but Musil is also a superstar. So is Lazari behind him. They're going to pitch to Babe Ruth. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. 5-1. That's an 8 against a C. That's going to be a single over second base. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong page. Single to center field. And Coombs will go to third. First and third Yankees. 2 outs. Babe's at first. Coombs at third. Lou Gehrig, probably the hottest bat in the tournament, will come to the plate. They're going to pitch to Lou Gehrig. 1 for 4 today. He's been human. Double on RBI. Here's the one. Here's the stretch. The pitch to the Iron Horse. 61 is a 14. That's going to be a base on balls, filling the bases. So Red Ryan being careful with Gehrig. Can't afford another walk. Bob Musil comes to bat. Ryan surrounded by Yankees. He's got 2 outs. Can Bob Musil send the New York Yankees to the Final Four? Here's the pitch. 1-3 is a 14. Red Ryan has a Z modifier, so that's 2 balls and no strikes. He is behind in the count. Here's another pitch. 2-6 is a 27. A ground ball to third base. Judy Johnson is up with it. Throws to first. And that's the end of the Yankee rally. They leave them loaded. We go to the 10th. New York 7, Hilldale 7. Jake Stevens will lead off the 10th inning for the Hilldale Daisies. Miles Thomas is on the mound for the Yankees. He is a grade C relief pitcher with a W modifier. The C will be used in his inning of fatigue will be the second inning of work, should he work that far. Here's the pitch to Jake Stevens. 6-1 is a 39. That's a W, and Jake Stevens will take first. Red Ryan, the pitcher. He's going to try to sacrifice Stevens to second. 6-5 is a 35. That's going to be a double play. Catcher to short. And over to first with second baseman covering first. So that's going to be a 2-6-4 double play. Two outs. Here's Otto Briggs. 6-5 is a ground ball to first base. Lou Gehrig's got it. Steps on the base. That retires the side. 3 up and, well, he faced a minimum. 3 batters in the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Hilldale 7 and New York 7. It was Tony Lazzeri who hit the 2-run home run in the 8th inning that tied the score 7-7, kept the Yankees' hopes alive. He leads off the last of the 10th against Red Ryan, a grade C pitcher, YZ modifiers. 21, Lazzeri flies out to left field. 1 down. Pat Collins. One 6 is a ground ball to shortstop. Taken by Jake Stevens, the throw to Carr at first. 2 outs. Here is Jumping Joe Dugan. 5-1 is going to be a 9 against the C. That's a pop out to Dugan at third. Three up and 3 down. We go to the top of the 11th inning. 7-7 tie. There'll be numbers 2, 3, and 4 in the Hilldale Daisies lineup against Miles Thomas in the 11th. Here is player manager Frank Warfield stepping into the box. He's been on base 3 times today. 3-6 is a base on balls. Warfield is fast. Judy Johnson. They're going to start the runner and hit and run against the C pitcher here. Here's the pitch to Judy Johnson. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll for Judy Johnson. And 3-2 is 6. That's a double to right field, scoring Warfield. Daisies take an 8-7 lead. No outs. Here is Tank Carr. Probably not familiar with the bunt. He's going to swing away. Here's the pitch. 21 is a 13, strike 3. 1 down. Bismacki. 6-4 is a 9 against AC. That's going to be a ground ball to first base. Taken by Lou Gehrig, unassisted. Johnson goes to third. Two outs. Here's Clint Thomas. Very talented and athletic center fielder for the Hilldale Daisies. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field caught by Babe Ruth. That ends the top of the 11th inning, but the Daisies score and they take a 8-7 lead into the bottom of the 11th inning. All right, we're in the same situation as we were in the 9th inning. The Yankee pitcher is scheduled to lead off. He will not. They're going to try to get somebody on for Ruth and Gehrig. And that pitch hitter is going to be Cedric Durst. But Ryan is back on the mound. He is rated as a starting pitcher, so he can go 7 innings before tiring. Here's the pitch to Cedric Durst. 5-6 is a 34. Pop out to the second baseman, Frank Warfield, 1 down. Here's Earl Coombs. Coombs singled his last time up and guaranteed that Ruth and Gehrig would bat in the 9th with men on base. He's going to try to do that again. Here's the pitch to Earl Coombs. 25 is a 10 against the C. That is a base hit to center field. Coombs keeps the pressure on the Daisies. He's at first, a fast runner. Mark Koenig. They attempted the hit and run last time to avoid a double play. They're going to do that again. Here's the pitch to Mark Koenig. 4-4 is a 7. And that's going to be a single to right field, sending Coombs to third. Yankees have first and third before Ruth and Gehrig come to bat. Babe Ruth. All right, the infield is going to play in for the Hilldale Daisies, try to cut the run off of the plate. They're going to ask for extra liability with Babe Ruth at the plate. And there's 1 down. A fly ball, pass ball, wild pitch will get the score tied. Something more than that might win the game for the Yankees. Here's the pitch to the Babe. 2-2 roll, that's a 4. A drive to deep left center field, it might be. It doesn't quite go. 2-run score. Ruth is running to third, and the New York Yankees walk it off with a 2-run triple by Babe Ruth. The final score, Yankees 9 and the Hilldale Daisies 8. The Yankees win. The Yankees win. The Hilldale Daisies' run through this tournament was magnificent. They defeated the 0-1 Seattle Mariners, the 1946 Newark Eagles, and the 1930 Stars, and they took the 1927 Yankees to the wall. Twice had the lead late in the game. They failed to hold it. Yankees came out on top. Hilldale scored 8 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The Yankees scored 9 runs on 12 hits, and they committed 1 error. There was home runs in the games by Clint Thomas for Hilldale, a 2-run homer in the 2nd inning, and home runs in the game for New York, one by Babe Ruth in the 4th, and one by Tony Lazzeri, a 2-run homer in the 8th. But the big blow of the game and the big star of the game was Babe Ruth. And Babe Ruth is in the Cannonball Dick Redding MVP of the game corner. He went 4 for 4, was on base 6 out of 6 times. The other 2 at-bats were walks. And he hit for the cycle, home runs in the 4th, double in the 6th, single in the 9th, and a triple in the 11th to win the game. That is the only cycle for the tournament, and it took a cycle to get the Yankees into the Final Four. In the Final Four, the Yankees will take on the 1912 Boston Red Sox. Boston and New York, any feelings there? Our next series will be the 1965 Minnesota Twins taking on the 1920 Cleveland Indians, and both of these teams have distinguished themselves through the tournament. The Twins are undefeated. They're 6-0. The Indians are 6-2. And then after that series, one more Elite 8 series. That's the 54 Indians, who are 6-3, and the 01 Diamondbacks, who are 6-1. Hope you enjoyed this game. What a lot of fun it was. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Also hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Good day and God bless.